Hey guys, we got scammed. We traded our 4-seat go-kart for a 4-wheeler. It turns out that 4-wheeler was rigged up and ready to blow. As you can see here, this is the ad that we actually attached. We attached this video to the ad for our go-kart, so it was clear that ours had issues. We couldn't get it to start and run for more than a few minutes when we were making the trade, and we traded it for a 4-wheeler that had no listed issues. Well, it turns out the top end was just recently replaced, and the reason they recently replaced it, which we found out on day 2 of driving this thing, was the oil injection pump. That hose that goes up to the carburetor wasn't even attached. It was just all melted at the end, been like that for a while. Then at the bottom it was busted and spraying oil all over the bottom of the frame. So yeah, they replaced the top end but didn't fix the issue that caused it. We also had to replace the tire less than 24 hours after getting this thing home. It just was rotten. The tire blew and wasn't able to drive it anymore. Then the next day, once we had the tires replaced, then the engine blew. Here's the fun we had. Hey, I'm Nick with Nick's Nonsense. Thank you for watching. We are going to have some fun today. Do all kinds of crazy things, sometimes cool, sometimes yucky. Yeah, watch and enjoy. Alright, here we are. So, we traded our go-kart for a 4-wheeler and Traxxas RC car. But yeah, so the 4-wheeler, it only worked for like 2 days. Less than a day after we got it, we had to get new tires because a huge hole got ripped in the back. Had to drive all the way up hour north of here, maybe an hour and a half, to get some new rear tires, or used rear tires. Then put the voltage regulator in that they said was bad and needed to be replaced. Put that in and got the automatic starter to crank. Actually, we had to replace the solenoid. I think that was the real problem. And got it running, and about 15 minutes later it just stopped. So we're hoping it's not a bad top end, because we found the oil hose wasn't feeding oil. It's a 2-stroke. Oil wasn't being fed up into the carburetor. Yeah, that's probably why they got a new top end on it already. Yeah, they probably blew it, replaced the top end, and ditched it. Now we're stuck with it. Second day of driving it. Yeah, we might have blown it too. Doesn't look too bad. There's one score mark in the cylinder. Low compression. We only have like 40 psi, but that's dry because there's no oil going in it. So what I also found was the intake boot was like cracked like crazy, letting a lot of air in between the carb and the engine. So we got one of those. I read that cracked intake boot might cause low compression. So we're going to put the intake boot on. We're going to add some oil, and we're going to see what happens. See down there? Yeah. And then way down in there, that thing's just cracked. There you can see, oh yeah, geez, that looks a little bit new there. So, we swapped the spark plug wire, we swapped the CDI, we swapped the coil, and we put the old voltage regulator back on. Swapped the solenoid, and grounded it. Did all kinds of stuff. And we drove it 2 days so far. There's the oil line right there. See, it's cracked there. And this end is like fused solid. Alright, there it is. See that big crack right there? Yep. Okay, there we go. Got our new boot on and a new oil line. Okay, we're going to add some oil to the cylinder here. Alright. It leaked, but maybe all of it leaked. What do you think? Yeah, we'll get a funnel because it might have all just leaked that way. Alright, there we are, done for the night because it got dark. It's probably like 7 right now. Misery of winter. Too dark to see. We need to get a light put on the garage, but no luck. No luck. It would not start. We got starting fluid in the spark plug hole. Compression's still only about 50. That's probably our problem. Could still be spark. We do have spark. It looks a little weak. Yeah, could be a mixture of a couple things. But yeah, with 50 compression, that's our next thing. We're gonna try and cheat and just kind of hone the wall of the cylinder a little bit. See if the rings will close up that one gouge that's in there. It's not very deep. Otherwise we're buying a new top end. Disappointment. 2 days of riding. I rode it like 3 or 4 times. Tanner only rode it once. Yeah. Alright, here we are again, working on the 4-wheeler. As you can see, sun, it's going down fast. That's what happens. Just got done working and eating. Time to work on the 4-wheeler. What we're going to do, we're going to take the top end of the engine off, and we're going to try honing it a little bit. See if we can get, there's a little groove in there, see if we can get that smoothed out and see if we can get some compression back. And we're going to be doing it in the dark, I think, with flashlights. It's supposed to be northern lights tonight too, so we'll see. There it is. Okay, that's the area right there. All right, we got this thing here, cylinder honer. Never used it before. Might wreck it, but honestly, at this point, it's probably already wrecked. So what can we lose? All right, so we got to take this protective sleeve off of it here, and spread the alien fingers. Now down here, we're gonna get it in there. Somehow. Maybe I should put it in there before attaching it to the drill. There we go. Now we're in. Okay. This part's interesting. Gonna go crazy. Oh, I can hear it. There we go. No difference yet. Long way to go. I suppose we probably should have had the piston out when doing this and this whole thing off, so we're not dropping shavings down there, because when we drop the shavings down in there, it's probably not good. But this is what we're doing. I know we go up and down with it. Just don't want to get so far out it falls out. It's a really short cylinder. We don't have a lot of room to go up and down. Still got that groove in there. That makes you wonder if there's going to be a equivalent groove on the piston itself that we're not seeing. hopefully the rings spread and seal that groove. The rings might not even be there. Who knows? But it worked for 2 days, so they must have been there at one point. It's almost gone.
Gotta look it now.
And if we have any stuff we can just wipe in there, we got the coating of. What do you think? It's good to have that coating.
That's right, good.
It'll help seal it.
Probably.
So should we leave this coating of grinded grit? Probably not. It's probably a bad thing.
But,
it's not oil. It's gritty stuff. So we should probably wipe it out.
But you can make ice cream with it. Get an ice cream cone with ice cream on it and smear it in there. It could be like that chocolate.
Oh.
Turns out it's lead.
Okay, time to put this back on here. Gotta get lined up. There it goes. All right, we got the top back on. Now we're going to take out the spark plug, and then we're going to put the compression tester on it and see what compression we got. We'll put a tiny bit of oil in it so it's not dry, and yeah. There we go, spark plug coming off. See if I can aim good. Come on. Whoa! Whoa! Okay, next, compression tester. Open up the mighty compression tester. Grab the dirty one, because that's the one that you can tell has been used. And grab that. Then we just screw that in there. There it goes. Then we attach this. And then go and crank it over, see what it goes up to.
It's worse.
It's worse. How'd it get worse? Don't do what we do. Yeah, I guess we didn't have any success here today. I guess it's a 2-day four-wheeler. It runs for 2 days. Alright. 20 or 30. We used to have up to 50.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Am I forgetting anything? I don't think so. Carburetor's still on. Yeah. It's as good as it gets. Yep. Alright. Okay, only thing left to do is try it. Turn it on, and here we go. Yeah, it's working. Alright, so that was unsuccessful. You think new rings might seat to the new size of our cylinder wall? I don't know. A whole new top end is pretty expensive, $140+. And we don't know if we have other issues too, because I mean we only ran it for 2 days. So I guess we can try looking to see if we can find some rings, or if you tell me no, then maybe we won't waste our money on new rings and we'll just have to get a new top end. I guess the other thing is, how do we know that we're getting oil into there? Because that was the problem in the beginning. There's no way to tell. Just bought this thing, ran good when we bought it, and 2 days later, it stopped running. Yeah. And you don't see that there's no oil going in because that's all under the seat, under the gas tank, under the carburetor. You can't tell. You just assume it's supposed to be working, and then you go, what's happening? We gotta push it. We gotta push it all the way from the field back there. Here we are working on this thing again, taking the top end off so we can see what we need to do. Really hard doing it while the engine's in the four-wheeler, but we got 3 of the bolts off. Then we got this really difficult to reach one. Way up over there. So that's what I'm working on right now. Almost out. Come on. Okay, we finally got the top end off here. And yeah, if we look at the piston right there, the rings are like totally flat. Look at that. Oh yeah. Two-day-old four-wheeler. Alright, we finally got the piston clips out. It took a while to get them out. Now we're going to try and push that out. It's hard to do when it's in the engine still. Not a lot of room to, not a lot of room to swing the hammer. Yeah, that ain't working. Alright, there we go. Taking it out of the engine, we were able to get it seated into the top end. Now we got to put the pin in and put it back in down there. This will be a lot of fun. Alright, 2 hours later, just putting the final pin in. Had to take it back off and put 1 pin in before because trying to get the pin in through all this junk was impossible. So just gotta get this one in now, and then we're calling it quits for the day. Gotta make supper. Yes, there it sits all dirty. Well, I'm the dirty one. But yeah, after like weeks and weeks of trying to work on this thing, bought some new piston rings and couldn't get them to fit in the cylinder. Yeah, so I don't know, I think the grooves in the piston might be damaged from when it overheated and they're not able to squeeze. Either that or maybe I accidentally bought oversized rings. So I put the original rings back in, and after we cleaned the cylinder and cleaned the piston a little, we have about 60 psi now, 65 maybe. It fires a little bit and then it dies. So disappointment. The 2-day four-wheeler. That means we got to take it all apart again and try and get those larger rings in there. This horrible. It's a horrible job. It's nasty. Getting that top end off. Trying to reach around this frame. Yeah. Maybe we'll try starting it one more time here so you can see what's going on, but it's very disappointing. No luck. It wants to start, but it ain't happy. So why couldn't I compress the new rings enough to fit? I guess that's my next thing I need to do. For what it's worth, the guy that we got the four-wheeler from, he's not the one who did the work. He only had it for 2 weeks. The person before it did that. And apparently he's not happy with the go-kart we sold him, because that's listed for sale now too.